soup, man? Where's my soup, Sasuke? All right, recording is started. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you see this video. Today, we are going to make a New York style cheesecake. Today's recipe comes from onceuponachef.com. The recipe is New York style cheesecake. Now, when you're making cheesecake, you can't just put everything in the bowl and say the chef prayer and hope everything works out. This recipe is not going to work like that at all. So you really have to be mindful of how you put the ingredients in the bowl and your mixing bowl and on how they're mixed. So I am going to discuss that as I'm putting the ingredients in the bowl and measuring stuff out. And I'm using one of these pre-made pie crust things. Let's see, any special instructions on here? This is ready to go, so there we go. So we got our graham cracker crust ready to go. They sell these at Sam's. That's where I got it from. Little, what do you call it? Marketing for Sam's. All right, so I'm cutting this recipe in half. The original recipe called for 32 ounces of cream cheese. I have 16 ounces, so everything gets cut in half. Easy way of doing it. Oh, let me wash my hands, or at least, sorry about that. I did hit on the little sanitizer and whatnot, but let me wash them. Sanitize them. Okay, so what goes in the bowl first is going to be our cream cheese. All right, this is our fat, okay? Then we're going to add our sugars to that. And we're going to beat those together, which is called the creaming method. We're going to cream together the cream cheese and fat. Dion, are you awake? Thank you, sir. Look like you were nodding off there. That's going to go in. Oh, okay. Mr. Patton had to leave. Oh, probably have to go text. That's right. Welcome to the party. All right, so the cream cheese is in the bowl. And we're going to lock it down. We're going to turn the mixer on low. And we're going to kind of like let the cream cheese get beat up a little bit, kind of soften it. Because it's in the block form. All right. Now to our cream cheese, I want to add 1 cup of sugar. And I forgot to mention that I'm using the powder attachment on the mixer. Do not use the whisk attachment. You're going to screw something up terribly. Okay, so once we've creamed together that, it's going to look like frosting. And I don't, you know what, let me just move the camera over. Let's see. I'll see that. So it kind of looks like frosting, yeah? Oh, let me fix the camera. Man, I really wish I was using my other camera, but this saves the time of having to upload and whatnot. So I'm going to add, this is 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. One, 2. So that goes off to the side. We're going to get 2 teaspoons of fresh lemon juice in there. Morning, Miss Bellamy. Oh, I should have shook that first. All right. Going to get a pinch of salt. And a pinch of salt is half of a fourth of a teaspoon, so 1/8 of a teaspoon. Pinch of salt. And remember, salt is going to bring out our flavors, right? Enhance. Okay, so got that in there. Then we need a 1/4 cup of sour cream. Now, it's also a good idea to give your sour cream a stir. And hopefully it doesn't shoot out all over the place and you got to stop and wipe up, clean up a little bit. I was trying to work today with outside towels, but did not work. So we're going to measure out a 1/4 cup of sour cream. Get it as close to as exact as possible. Okay. No problem. Dion, get a grab some paper out the printer, write everybody's name down for me, and put sure. Okay. Get a piece of paper out the printer, write everybody's name down that's in here, and put hot or cold lunch by, please, and just leave it in the chair for Miss Bellamy. So got the 1/4 cup of sour cream measured out. I'll get that in there. Look at my drawer somewhere. I might have one up there. No. Oh, here's a pen. Here's a pen. Here's a pen. I got one over there. Sorry about that. Okay. So we got the sour cream in the bowl, and we're going to mix that up a little bit. Now, what I have not said is we want to make sure that we pause during this mixing process and scrape down the sides of our bowl to make sure everything is incorporated correctly. because as you see, it will just mix and get on the top end of the bowl, and we don't want that. All right, now here comes the eggs. We need 3 large eggs. Our eggs, we're going to add these in one at a time, okay? Put it by the chair on the floor, please. We're going to stop, scrape down the sides of the bowl. Put the camera over here. We're done with the eggs. Wash my hands right quick. And I forgot that this recipe calls for 3 tablespoons of flour. I didn't mention that, so we can go ahead and add our 3 tablespoons of flour in right now, and we'll be good. And so because we cut it in half, it actually calls for a tablespoon and a half of flour. Also, you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees, and I did that first thing. Don't want to overmix the batter. We don't want it to break apart either. But we're okay. I think we're okay. I'm just scraping down the sides of the bowl, making sure everything is nice and mixed in. It is going to bake at Don't overfill the cheesecake filling. Actually, just give it a little shake and we're good. All right, so the 375 for the oven was to make sure was the first to bake off your what do you call it? The graham cracker crust. But if you're going to use a pre-made crust, you don't have to worry about it. But we do need to bake this in a water bath. So we're going to make a quick water bath. And this is so it can get even cooking all the way around. And we're going to bake this for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Actually, let me heat this water up before. So I'm going to heat the water up for a little bit. The recipe is saying that you want to have almost boiling water when you put it in here. So we're going to follow the recipe. You don't want cold water. You don't necessarily want super hot boiling water, but you want the idea of the water bath is so things can cook evenly. So it's not really going to hurt one way or another. So for the sake of time, I got the water a little bit tepid. It's a little bit warm. Now, what you want to do is make sure that you're not pouring water into the cake, okay? Yep. Go. And a better way to do that is to actually do the water bath while the pan is in the oven. So that way, as you move the pan, you don't have to jiggle the pan and the pan get made, then the cake ends up getting water. So we'll make this for an hour and 30 minutes. All right. So there's our New York cheesecake. Any questions? Any questions? Live studio audience, any questions? Questions at home? What do we do for an hour and 30 minutes? Well,